Hello friends, welcome back to RMK Resolutions. So in this lecture we are going to discuss about the characteristics features of the class mammals. So this particular mammals, this is a very advanced which they are having a very advanced feature we can say as compared to the other animals. So these mammals, they having a different habit and habitat. So they are adapted for the terrestrial mode of life also. Aquatic mammals are also found, and sometimes aerial mode of habitat they also having. For example, bat, the well-known example of the arboreal habitat, or we can say the aerial habitat because they have an ability to fly. So when we look at the mammals, then one of the most important thing about the mammal is that, so mammals they having hairs present on their skin. So mammals they are the warm-blooded animals. That is, their body temperature is constant. Mammals they try to maintain their body temperature constant if the surrounding body temperature is going to change. That's why it is said that mammals they are the warm-blooded animals. Then mammal they are the very, as I told you already, they are having a very advanced features. They are very well adapted animals to the terrestrial mode, to the aquatic mode also. Most of the mammals that we see during the daily life, these particular mammals, they are adapted for the terrestrial mode of life. Then mammals, they are having a very strong memory. Their brain is well developed. So there are special parts, neocortex, special part in the brain, which plays an important role for the memory. So in this video, we are going to discuss about the different characteristics feature of the class Mammalia. So before going to the actual video, it's my request, those who are new to the channel, please subscribe RMK Resolutions and hit the bell icon for more update. So first I'll share the screen and then we'll see the general characteristics of the class Mammalia. Yes. So as I told you already, first we'll see the introductory part of the class Mammalia and then we'll discuss some advanced feature of the Mammalia. So the silent features of the class Mammalia, so animals that belong to the class Mammalia, they are referred as the mammals. And you can see on your screen the different mammals are there. The daily during the daily life we can see these most of these things. Monkey we can see, mouse, then horse, then this particular pig we can see different kinds of pigs surrounding us. This particular polar bear, we are not watching this continuously, but polar bear, it is also the mammals. Rabbit we can see, tiger, sheep, rhinoceros, rat, raccoon. These are the some examples of the mammals. Dog are there, walrus, then this particular wolf, zebra. So all these are the mammals. So when we look at the mammals, the mammal they having a very important characteristics. Hairs present on the body surface. This is an important characteristics of the class mammals. So mammal, they are one of the most evolved species in the animal kingdom, and these particular mammals, they are categorized under the vertebrata. They are having a vertebral column. So that's why they categorize into the vertebrata. So this particular mammal, they exhibit the advanced feature as I told you already. Mammal, they are having a different advanced features which set them apart from all the other animal. And one of the most important example of the mammal is the human being. So they are mammal, they are characterized by the presence of the mammary glands. And very important thing, mammals, they having the presence of the mammary gland through which they feed their younger ones. For the nourishment of the younger ones, mammary gland they plays an important role. Then mammals they are distributed worldwide. They are the cosmopolitan. Mammals they are present everywhere and they are adapted well to their surroundings. That is mammals they are adapted for the ocean. They are also adapted for the desert. They are also adapted for the polar regions, to the rainforest, river, everywhere mammals are found. So mammals, they are cosmopolitan in nature. Then let's see the different important characteristics of the mammals. So first characteristics of the mammals, because mammal they are separated from the other class, they are having a different advanced feature. So first characteristics of the mammals, that is they are warm-blooded animals and who gives birth to their young ones. So what is meant by the warm-blooded? That is their body temperature is constant. This is a very important characteristic. Whether the surrounding body temperature is higher or lower, mammal body temperature is constant. If we take one example of human being body temperature is near about 37.5 degrees Celsius. If surrounding temperature is in summer, at sometimes temperature goes to the 45, above 45, still human being body temperature is near about 37 degrees Celsius. And in a winter, that body temperature sometimes it goes to the below to the 5 degrees Celsius. Then also human being body temperature is constant. That's why mammals they are the warm-blooded animals. Then another characteristics of the class mammals, they are the most dominant form of the animal found in all the type of the habitats. Everywhere mammals, they are the dominating animals. And as I told you already, this particular mammal, they are having a mammary glands. Mammary gland, this is a presence of the mammary gland. This is a very important characteristics of the mammals that help them to produce the milk. And this particular milk they use to feed their younger ones. Then next characteristics of the mammals, the presence of the region of the brain which is known as the neocortex. Mammal, they are separated from all the other classes. They are having advanced feature. So mammals, they are having a presence of the neocortex. You can see on your screen. Neocortex means what? Neocortex, it is also called as the neopallium. Sometimes it is called as a isocortex. So this particular neocortex, this is the part of the brain, or it is the six-layer cortex. This is the set of the layer of the mammalian cerebral cortex that is involved in a higher order brain function, such as the sensory perceptions and cognition. For the higher order brain function, that neocortex, they plays an important role, and this presence of the neocortex, mammals, they are advanced from the other animals. That neocortex, they plays an important role in the sensory perceptions. Then it is also plays an important role for the cognition. What is meant by the cognition? This is a mental action or possess of acquiring the knowledge and understanding through the thoughts, through the experience and senses. So this is known as the cognition. Then neocortex, they plays an important role in the generation of the motor commands given by the different organs and spatial reasoning and language. We know that language, this is a very important characteristics of the mammals. So you can see on your screen, this is the image which I have taken from the Google. This is the neocortex. So on your screen, you can see the neocortex. This is the six-layer part of the brain that plays an important role for the advanced feature of the mammals. There are some other regions are also, but neocortex, this is a very important region of the animal. So this is another picture which also explains the neocortex. This is a rational or thinking of the brain for the thinking purposes, because mammals, and in the mammals again human being is the most advanced mammals. They having ability to think. They learn by the experience. They learn by the sense. So neocortex, they plays an important role in this process. Again, this is the human brain, and this particular picture which I have taken from the Google, you can see here, this one is the neocortical region of the brain for the thinking processes. We can see the different things, and that particular information is processed in the brain. Then this particular cerebellum, this another basal ganglia, these are the some important. So you can see the neocortex. This is a very important region of the brain for the mammals. So another important characteristics of the class mammals. So their skin, they possess the different oil glands and sweat glands. In the oil gland, sebaceous glands are there, and in the sweat gland, that pseudoferous glands. These are the some glands which possess in the skin of the mammals. This is a very important thing. And this particular gland, they secrete the different chemicals, and that chemical help them for the defense purposes also. You can see this particular diagram. This is oil and sweat gland present in the skin of the mammals. So skin, it is divided into the epidermis and dermis. Epidermis, this is the outer portion of the skin, and dermis, this is the inner portion of the skin. And in the dermis, this is a thick portion, inner layer of the skin. That dermis, they are having a different sweat gland. You can see in this particular diagram or picture. These are the sweat glands found over there. Then the different oil glands are found over there. They secrete the different substances which help them for the defense purposes. If some bacteria are there, then they are wiped out from the skin. So you can see here, these are the blood vessels, follicles are there. Hair follicles are originated from the dermis of the mammals. Again, you can see on your screen, this is the section of the skin. Here you can see this is the hair shaft, presence of the hair. This is a very important characteristics of the mammals. Then sweat pores are there on the skin. There are some sweat pores are there from where the sweat is coming. And in the sweat, there are different chemicals are there, and some with the help of these chemicals, these particular bacteria, they are wiped out. So you can see here, these are the sweat glands. The sweat glands are found. Then here, obviously this is a dermis and epidermis. Then there are some nerve ending, sensory nerve ending for the touch. This is the sebaceous glands present in the skin. Hair follicles are there. Hair shaft are there. There are some nerve fibers are also found. Then, as I told you, the fur of the hair throughout the body, which help the animal to adapt to their surrounding environment. Presence of the fur or presence of the hair, it helps to adapt to the surrounding environment. Then another most important characteristics of the mammals, that is they are heterodont. Means this is a type of the teeth. Heterodont means they possess the different type of the teeth. So on your screen you can find out the different types of the teeth. Remember, mammal, they are the heterodont teeth. That is, they are having a different types of the teeth present in the socket of the jaw. So in anatomy, the heterodont, this particular word is derived from the Greek word that hetero means different teeth. This is animal which possess more than single tooth morphology. This is known as the heterodont teeth. In vertebrate also, heterodont, they pertain to the animals where the teeth are differentiated into the different forms. So there are special words for the teeth that coming for the different size and shape. That is, the teeth which are present in the socket or in the jaw, they are of different size, they are of the different shape. This is known as the heterodont teeth. So you can see on your screen, In mammals like humans, they are the heterodont teeth. So human obviously they are having a different shape of the teeth and different size of the teeth are found. You can see on your screen this is a heterodont teeth, molars, premolars, seasoners, incisors. These are the different types of teeth which are found in a dog skull. So you can see in this particular diagram, the homodont means they are having a same size and shape of the teeth, and heterodont means they are having a different type of the teeth, that is a different shape, different size of the teeth is found in a jaw. Non-mammalian vertebrate, if you see the non-mammalian vertebrates, they are typically homodont. That is what? Homodont means what? All of the teeth, they are of the same shape and same size. In case of the shark and the crocodile, homodont type of teeth are found. So you can see here, this picture explains the homodont teeth. You can see all teeth, they are of the same size. The mammal, they are typically heterodont. So this particular this means that they are in a variety of the tooth shape. Heterodont. This is a condition having a different type of the teeth. Now let's see the different type of the teeth again here. This is not about the mammals but thecodont. You must know the different types of the teeth. Thecodont. This is a type of the attachment in which each tooth or each teeth, it is embedded into the different socket. This is known as the thecodont. You can see on your screen thecodont, that is a teeth that is embedded in a socket. That is, socket means what? It is a jawbone. Each teeth, it is embedded into the socket. Different socket. This is known as the thecodont. And another type of the teeth, that is the dicodont. This is a type of the dentition that is characteristics by the two set of the teeth is known as the dicodont. But remember, mammals, they are having a heterodont type of the teeth. Then mammal, they possess the cervical vertebrae. Then mammal, the skull is the dicondylic. This is a very important thing. When animals are classified, then skull morphology, it is a very important. So skull of the mammal, it is a dicondylic. What is meant by the dicondylic skull? This dicondylic skull that derived its name due to the presence of the two occipital condyles in the skull. Two occipital condyles are there, that's why it is known as the dicondylic skull. And what is meant by the occipital condyle? These are the two large protuberance, that is something coming out under surface of the occipital bone, that is located beside the front half of the forebrain. So this particular occipital condyle, they form the connection between skull and the vertebral column. So you can just try to understand the skull of the mammal, it is a dicondylic. Then trunk of the mammals, trunk, it is divided into the thorax and the abdomen. Then mammals, they respire through the lungs. Lungs are present and that is used for the respiratory purposes. The next important characteristics of the mammals, they are having a good sense of the hearing because they are having a three middle ear bones. The good sense of the hearing is an important characteristics of the mammals. Then mammal, they are having a four-chamber heart. Circulatory system is well developed and four-chamber heart, that is two atrium and that particular oxygenated and deoxygenated blood, it is well separated in the mammals. Then sinus, venous and renal portal system, it is absent. Then presence of the single bone in the lower jaw, this is a very important characteristic of the mammals. Then brain, it is well developed, that is divided into the cerebrum, cerebellum, and medulla. Mammal, they possess a 12 pair of the cranial nerves. Cranial nerve means those nerves which are directly originated from the brain. These nerves are known as the cranial nerves. So 12 pairs of the cranial nerves are there. Then mammal, they exhibit one of the most advanced form of the diaphragms. Then mammals, they can lay the eggs also. There are some egg-laying mammals are also present, and these are known as the viviparous mammals. That is, they give birth from the eggs. You can find one of the most important spiny anteater, that is Echinus. This is an example of the egg-laying mammals. Okay, so some important characteristics of the some important characteristics of the mammals. I hope everyone understands the basic characteristics of the mammals. So please like the video, share the video, and subscribe RMK Resolutions for the more updates. Thank you. Bye bye.